Hey guys, so I just got back from a trip that spanned 4 states, over 800 miles one way, so 1,600 miles total. Through that, we stayed at 2 hotels, and this is kind of our travel security plan with the hotels and how we had a discreet gun case. So the idea of this here was to blend in with the rest of our luggage, because we did have a rental car and we didn't want someone to be able to look in the back and see a gun case, versus this blends in with our duffel bags and suitcases, so it's pretty discreet. And if we were walking into a hotel, if we grabbed this by the carry handle and grabbed a duffel bag, one in each hand, it still just looks like luggage. We're walking into the hotel room. So before we break into the bag, something else we had was this security kind of stick here. So the idea is that you can prop this up against the door handle, and it gives you a little more leverage if someone's trying to force their way into the door. So it can give you a little more resistance to the door. For your everyday house, I'd not go with this because it's not that secure, unless you need a temporary security thing. You're going to be better off if you actually have a better lock. But for hotel and travel, it is very adjustable, so it can really fit a wide variety of different door heights and doorknob heights. That being said, in US they're pretty similar, but it does give you that option for travel. It's pretty lightweight, fits your normal luggage. So that's just something else we had. Next, we got the fun stuff, which is the bag here. I'll do a close-up showing what we actually have in the bag, but here's what we have. So starting off, this is not a complete kit. It was kind of a last-minute thing, so it is a work in progress. I do want to make this a permanent travel bag or go bag for a rifle if I had to grab it and go, or last minute thing, so we didn't have to, or a last minute thing where I just gotta grab a gun and maybe some other type of bag. So with this kit here, first thing we had in here was a battle belt. Now you can see here we don't have any mags in there, or the holster's not on there. That's because at the last minute, trying to throw everything in here, I took it all out, so that's why it's not really quick to get into. So if it was like I needed a gun now, I'm going to be going with something that I have on me, versus in a hotel room I can then grab this kit, throw everything together before I go to bed, so I then have a battle belt ready with an AR, and if something does happen in the middle of the night, someone pounds on the door, I've got a gun ready to go, versus when I'm awake, I'm conscious, I'm ready to go, I already have a gun on me, I don't have to worry about waking up with nothing on and throwing anything on. So that's kind of what the idea of this here was. And in the future, starting out, I did have a battle belt, so the idea was it fit in this bag with the compartments with everything out of it. So these are adjustable, that I will switch out later. But I have a holster with the QRS system, so I can throw my holster on, then I can start throwing mags in the battle belt. So I got 2 AR mags there loaded up, 2 pistol mags loaded up with some Federal HSTs. I do have an extra gun, so that way I have an extra gun, so I didn't have to take my carry gun out of my holster. I can throw this gun into the battle belt holster, but I also did keep it in its own concealed carry holster too, in case for whatever reason I had to grab this kit and give someone else a gun with concealed carry in mind versus battle belt, but we could still throw it in the battle belt. Also in the kit, something else that was important for each night, I did set these ear muffs up, so if I had to grab it, I just throw them on. And I kept them like this next to the gun instead of having them folded. But when it's in the case, I did have it folded. Then mine also had eye protection, because if you have the time, you can put this on. If you don't have the time, grab the gun and go. But if you can hear, that's going to be better. And with the amplified hearing on here, that can be added bonus. Instead of just muffling your hearing so you can't hear what's going around you, it'll actually amplify it. The reason this is not a very quick kit is the upper and lower were not together. So, but I can grab it pretty quickly and still throw this rifle together. Actually, it's a pistol, not a rifle, but it's a rifle case. So I can throw this together. I had a 40-round mag ready to go, and ready to go. So this here, if I had to grab it in a hurry, I can still grab a couple mags, throw them in my pockets, and then run with this. Then also in this bag, just because I have the extra room and it's not completed, I figured I'm 800 miles from home, I might as well throw extra 100 rounds in here, an extra magazine, versus the stuff that's ready to go. Because if for whatever reason I had to use it and it's not just rule of law, but I could at least load up an extra mag and then reload the mags that I already had. And with that same thing in mind, and with everything in the case here, this is how it kind of was in the case with the holster over to the side, the battle belt. I had to put the magazines flush, and then you have this adapter here that is velcroed in so you can adjust that. But I did pack in pretty tight. If I move this adapter around in the future, I can mix and match and make it a little better as far as the fit goes. This is still a work in progress as far as the case goes, but this is how we had it for this trip. Now the top here, you do have some zipper pockets, so we did throw some radios in here, and the antennas were just along the side of the case here. So that again is not necessarily a quick thing or a grab and go thing, but if it's something where we're reloading mags, it's bad, so we've got radio and communication. So those are charged up. There's 4 of us in the car, so we could at least have 2 radios between the 4 of us. We've got extra gun someone else could have, because 2 of us are carrying, the other 2 are not. They're not gun people, but we do have an extra gun, so we could hand that out. And one of the 2 people who were carrying would probably take this, the other 2. And with that being said, everything fits in there pretty easily. We're not just faking it. It all does fit in there pretty well. And there you have it. Pretty discreet case. Packs in there very easily. This grab handle is easy to get to. You do have some loops here where you can throw a strap on it. Then you do have a name pouch holder here, so you can throw whatever you want in there, for if you want to throw like a name tag in there, so you know whose is whose. And although the idea of this case on this trip was not necessarily to be fast, but just to have a long gun with us for whatever reason, for hotel defense, or in case something goes bad 1,000 miles from home, you still could deploy it pretty quickly if you're just going for the long gun, but also if you're wanting to go for the battle belt. So basically how we kept it in the hotel was we'd throw the holster on, grab your mags, you can load those up in the pouches. And that would just be sitting to the side. Earmuffs were also to the side. Yep. Okay. Then we had a 40-round mag. We had it sitting right next to the bed, pretty much like that. AR pistol. For travel, pistols are a little, depending on the state you go on. Some states, since this is a pistol, it typically is covered under a concealed carry permit in most states, but you do have to abide by state laws for this gun. But that does give you an option. And then we also could, with throwing it in like this. Just having that set up the way it was, you can still grab it pretty quickly by throwing the battle belt on. By throwing the battle belt on, and you do have everything pretty quickly if you're grabbing and going. So especially if it's right by your bed, everything's already ready to go. Just clip the belt, sling up your pistol, throw on your belt. You also have an extra pistol. Of course, you also have eyes and ears, because guns are loud, especially if you're shooting indoors with a 10.5-inch AR pistol. That's going to be pretty loud. So if you're losing your hearing, someone else is probably losing their hearing, and it's going to just be bad if you can't hear. So if you can get these quickly, already having them set up for your head, you don't have to adjust them. Just grab them and go. Same with eye protection. You could have gas, or if you're having to shoot through stuff, or stuff's flying off the walls and hitting you, it's better to have something covering your eyes, so it's one less distraction that could cause you issues in a self-defense situation. So there we have it. We didn't necessarily need an extra gun. If we wanted to, I could have also used my main concealed carry gun, which is essentially the same style. It's a Glock 34, so the magazines and holsters are interchangeable between the two guns. I had the Glock 19 and then the Glock 34. So that way, with this here, we're using Glock 17 mags. So it didn't matter which gun I went with, the magazines are still going to be interchangeable. And to finish off that, we'd like to thank you for watching our video. Please like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It is the best Christmas movie.